Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends. It's your buddy Boogeyman Ben here for a new episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. And today's video is a tag video. This is the first of Child's Play tag. So it's focusing on the Child's Play Chucky movies. And I was tagged by my friend Sean Erschen. I love doing these things, and sorry it's taken me so long to get to this. I've been really busy and had a lot of stuff going on, but finally got to it. So we're going to be talking about Chucky today. It's a character I don't really talk about very much, but I've always loved the Child's Play franchise. Last time I think I talked about Chucky was going back to Cult of Chucky review, and that was like almost a year ago. So I was older when the Child's Play movies came out. I was 14 when the first one came out, so I had just started high school. So they didn't scare me like they did little kids, but I always loved, I love Brad Dourif, I always have. So I'm excited. It's a total of 9 questions that I'll be answering. The first question is, do you prefer the original Chucky look or the scarred Bride of Chucky look? I'm going to go with the original look. As much as I think the scarred look is cool and I do like it, the original Chucky look, especially in the first Child's Play, is so disturbing. I think just because the more he got human, at first he's very much a doll, and then the more human he got, he started taking on the characteristics of Brad Dourif. I just thought it was more menacing that it was this innocent looking doll, as opposed to something that looks demonic when you see it. Question number 2 is, did the series need Tiffany? After Child's Play 3, I didn't know if they were going to make another one. I remember when Bride of Chucky came out, and I'm like, they're making another Chucky movie? I mean, it was just kind of odd because it just didn't seem like they were going to do another one for so long. I mean, there was a 7-year gap between Child's Play 3 and Bride of Chucky. I love Jennifer Tilly, though. I absolutely love her. I've always had a crush on her. I think she's adorable. I love her voice, and she's sexy, too. And so I actually really like the Tiffany character. I like the Tiffany character in Bride of Chucky. I think it brought some life to the series that it needed, because the first 3 films were very formulaic. You know, you had Chucky going after Andy, or as with the case with Child's Play 3, it was just another little boy. It was Tyler. But still, it was like the same beats. You know, he was going after a little boy to transfer his soul. When you bring Tiffany into the mix, you have this kind of dynamic between the two, because they were a couple at one point and there's this friction between them, and I think it really worked well. Yes, it was a lot more humorous, but I think Jennifer Tilly brought a lot to the franchise with the character of Tiffany, and I think her chemistry with Brad Dourif as the characters really came off really well. Question number 3 is, what's my favorite film in the franchise? It will always be the first Child's Play. I love Tom Holland. I know that Don Mancini wrote the screenplay and Tom Holland added some things to it, like the voodoo. And I love that first film. I think it's just because you don't see Chucky actually moving until like the middle of the film when Mrs. Barkley's going to throw him in the fireplace. I think it was just a great build-up. You're just waiting to see him. And there was so many great shots where it's the point of view of Chucky, which he's harkening back to like Halloween or Black Christmas. I just really love the way that Tom Holland directed that film, and I love the acting in it. Chris Sarandon, Alex Vincent, Catherine Hicks, of course the amazing Brad Dourif as Chucky, and as Charles E. Ray, because it was one of the only films where you see him playing that character before his soul is transferred to the doll. But yeah, I absolutely love that film. It still holds up really tremendously well for me. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite Chucky one-liner? I think "Don't fuck with the Chuck" is always going to be my favorite, and that was from Child's Play 3. I don't know why, but that one always makes me laugh, and I quote that one quite a bit. Question number 5 is, Child's Play 3, love it or hate it? Why? I actually really love Child's Play 3. In fact, it might shock people, that's my second favorite entry in the franchise. I like it more than Child's Play 2 and all the ones that have come after it. I think Justin Whalen did a great job. Of course, he's not Alex Vincent, but I think he did a great job, and I thought the whole thing of him protecting Tyler, and then he's in this military academy, which is a complete change from the first 2 films. I almost wanted it to be in a completely different environment to feel like a different film, and I just love the humor in the third one. I love the whole ending at the fun house and everything with the horror fun house thing, roller coaster. Yeah, it's always been my second favorite film in the franchise, and it hasn't changed in all these years. Question number 6 was my favorite Chucky Tiffany kill. I'm gonna have to go with the scene in the motel where they kill the couple on the waterbed. I think that's like a really just a very cool kill with the glass ceiling and the glass coming down and blowing up the bed and everything. I know that was more of Tiffany, but Chucky and Tiffany were both there, so I consider it a kill by both. Question number 7 is, do you like the fact that that MGM is doing a Child's Play remake without Brad Dourif? I think it's one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard of. The series is still going. So what started in 1988 is still going. We just had Cult of Chucky come out last year. It's all in the same timeline. Don Mancini has been putting out, writing, and in some cases directing all of these films with David Kirshner. They've both been involved in all of them. Brad Dourif's been in every one of them as the voice of Chucky. Chucky was the one horror character that hadn't been remade in a film, which is so rare in Hollywood right now. They're remaking everything. I don't understand why MGM is doing this, or how they are doing this, because the rights to Child's Play was sold to Universal in the early 90s, and that's why Universal put out all the films with the exception of the first one. So I don't understand it. I haven't really read too much into it because it's going to happen. There's no point to remake it. You still have Brad Dourif, you still have Don Mancini, you still have David Kirshner, you still have Jennifer Tilly. You have all these people that are still actively involved. Fiona Dourif, they're all involved in the current series that's going on. So I don't understand what's the point of remaking the original film. I think it's a complete waste of time. Question number 8 is, if you wrote Seed of Chucky, what would you have changed? I really don't care for Seed of Chucky. In fact, out of all of them, that's the only one I really don't like. I think I've watched it twice, and I think it came out 13 years ago. So yeah, I've only seen it twice. The Glenn character, I really love Billy Boyd. I think he's a great actor. But I just didn't like the Glenn character the way he was written in that film. The film was just too silly for me. I like satire, and I think it worked in Bride of Chucky. There was some things of Bride of Chucky I wasn't crazy about. It's not my favorite in the series. In fact, I think they both rate lowest for me, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. But I think Bride of Chucky got some things right. There was still a sinister vibe to it, and I think at the end, sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody, but at the end of Bride of Chucky, where Glenn is pretty much born, that was creepy. And I think if they would have kept that creepy element in the follow-up, Seed of Chucky, I would have liked that a lot better. I would have kept the Glenn character kind of more scary than silly. So I think I would have grounded it a little bit more and made the Glenn character a little bit darker than he actually ended up being. And the final question is, what do you want to see in the Child's Play TV show, the television show series that Don Mancini is currently working on? I just want to see a continuation of what happened at the end of Cult of Chucky. I mean, that was a pretty big thing, and I hope that is carried on into the series, and I hope it retains that dark vibe that we've had in the last two, especially with Curse of Chucky. I really like that it's gone back to sort of the darker side of what Chucky is all about and what the Child's Play franchise was all about when it first started. And there's something really creepy about Chucky, and I think that they've really capitalized on that in the last two films. Especially the Curse of Chucky, like I said. But yeah, I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with the television series, and I think as long as they keep the tone very similar to the last two films, and they have, you know, Fiona Dourif, Brad Dourif, Jennifer Tilly all coming back and being a part of it, as well as Alex Vincent, I think it would be fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yes, I want to thank my friend Sean Erschen. I'll put a link down below to his channel. Thank you so much for tagging me in this video. I hope you like all my answers, everyone. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to do this tag, I know there's so many people that have been tagged in this, and I don't want to accidentally tag the wrong person, but if you guys want to carry this tag on, please do the Curse of Child's Play tag. I'm curious to hear what everybody else's answers will be, and let me know what you guys think about my answers in the comments below. Always appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy. Stay scared as always.